Hello everyone, this is Helen H. and welcome to my channel, Moss Cottage. I hope everyone is doing well today. I am participating in the hashtag flipthroughfriday, which is an open collaboration sponsored by Christina from Christina's Shack, and I'm going to link her link below. I have made an executive decision that I'm going to have to do a flip through on this big chunky thing. It's not finished. I still have quite a few pages that need some work, but I don't think I'm going to be able to show you, like open up the pages well enough to show you once it gets super full. And because of that, I'm almost thinking I will either tear out some of the empty pages or just use them to write quotes, because even to look at the pages already is a little bit challenging. I put over 100 pages in here. It was the first journal I made testing a new way of making journals and sewing in the spines, which I absolutely love. It was my fault that I put too many pages in there and I put them in too tightly. So once I've done this flip through, I will most likely glue this back down. I left it open to give me freedom to show the pages. So I'm going to zoom you in because this is a little one right here, okay? And let me tell you, your little bits and bobs, your little bits and bobs like this, when I work on this, I have different things. I've got this tray that has just various papers in it, and then I've got this little container which has some medium-sized little papers in it. And then I have this container which has the little tiny bits of scraps. So these are the little things that I use for my collages in this book. And there's no rhyme or reason to this book. Get yourself a cup of coffee and join me as I show you as best I can the pages in this. It was just a way to get rid of little scraps and little images and so on and so forth. So I'm going to have to zoom you in. So let's go for a ride. So you can see that might be a little bit too much. Let's go there. Okay, so I'll try my best, and I'm not going to talk about every page because obviously there's a ton of them, but if there's some point of interest that I think you need to see, I will let you know. So here we go. Now this says dressed in a robe of righteousness. This little dress here came from Rhonda, from Randomly Rhonda, but I was going to originally use this one as a Bible journaling book, but then I went astray. So the first two pages, this is walk by faith, not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5:7. And then I just decided I wanted to do collage, and I'm really getting into like more abstract collage. Some of these there's not a whole lot to the page. And, it was just ways to use up little bits and bobs. And when I made this journal, this is a little squirrel here in the middle, if you can see. When I made this is just an abstract collage. I used all kinds of fun little papers to make the actual pages. Here's some dollar stickers from a thrift shop, obviously, and popcorn, my favorite snack. Here's another little abstract collage. There's pages that are all different sizes in here. I just love this journal. This is vellum here. I'm not even sure quite what I did here. I did put this little piece of fabric-y ribbon here on this side, made a little collage with this butterfly, and then another one on this page. There's another one. This little one here, there's a little duck here. This little duck came from a children's book. This is a Twinings Chai tea bag pouch, just with some random papers. I love these, these little torn edge thingies from paper. This one says, learn new keys 5 and 9. Oh, this was about typing. And then this says, be here. That came from an envelope from my friend Barb. And then there's just this little thing. Here's another little floral abstract collage. Sorry about the glare. I'll try to keep it. I didn't realize I'm glaring. Some of these magazine pages are going to be kind of glary. This one is a cupcake liner. And it's not meant to open. It's just meant to be loose on top. And there was a Goya label underneath. What was that from? Spanish olives. And then just some little random doodads on there. This little monkey was laying around on my desk and I had to put her there. And it's got this little fold out piece. This little fold out was just a piece from a magazine or something. And I really loved the image of those ribbons. Oh, and look, I put this inside this little picture. This is from the back of a calendar, type number 7, and then there's some little fabric in there. This is just a little doodad thing that I put in here. This is such a fun journal because it was just nothing. It was just using up scraps, really. Okay, this one's kind of glary. This is a piece of, I believe this is from a calendar. There's just a little bunny from a children's book, some paper, number, painting paper. This was some die cuts I have. I have that die for the mason jar, and I have this die for this little Japanese girl here. I put a little tab here with a ticket. Some random collages here. I hope you can see these all right. This is going to take a long time. It's a big book. This little one, this is a stamp I have, this little owl. Of gold feather and just some, this little 85 was wrapped around some vintage lace I got. Someone had written that. This is just a piece of vellum that it already had the glitter on it. I didn't do anything to that. I just left it. Another collage here. This looks like Edith Holden paper under here. This is a stamp. I have this candle and I colored it in and it just says read. And then I have this stamp too with this little binder clip. Here's just some random collages here. This is Edith Holden paper here. There's some fabric, masking tape, stickers, painty paper, coloring book paper, just things that are laying around on the desk. Some more collages here. Isn't she pretty? She might have come from, I don't know where she came. Maybe from Stampington. I don't know. I just have the word B and then her, and then I've done some stamping over to blend them in. And then this page here has this little peg doll in it right here. I made her a halo with the top of a spool from thread, like, oh, vintage thread. It was 70 cents. And then there's, oh, this is from stamps from back in the day when the stamps had this mail early thing. And then this is just a piece from an old calendar page that I ripped out. This is just two little pockets here with some scrapbook paper, global market. I don't know what that's, just a little tag there. And then this is just a little piece of coloring paper. So it's just really blue, black, and gray on blues, black, and gray. It says antique shop, and there's this picture of this vintage woman. Let's connect, just another random collage. Sock monkey. I used to collect sock monkeys, and this is a vintage foil star. It's not Denison, but it's one of those kind. And then I've got this fabric, little bits of fabric and some music here. Here's another collage. I know this is vintage wallpaper back here. That's a real old stamp from where? The United States. It says it right there, Helen. And then this was from an embroidery book, this little picture here, and just a piece of gold paper. It's just colors. And then this little girl was on the back of a card, a greeting card, and I thought she was cute. And here's that vellum that I didn't do anything again. And this little card that says sweet. I think this cat might have also come from Rhonda. I'm not sure. If you sent me this cat, let me know who it is, because I don't actually remember. But she's just got some paper behind her and the word sweet. These are just some embellishments. This arrow, die cut arrow, and the butterfly. The butterfly's on some fabric. There's some maps, some scrapbook paper. Here's another one with a bird. I don't know where that came from, but I love that picture. It's a watercolor of a bird on flowers. And then I just used, this is tissue paper, that paper rippy edge, painty paper. Some more birds. I think this came from the back of a calendar. See how shiny it is? This is a leaf sticker, butterfly stamp. Here's another one of my stamped candles, just with some different papers, random papers behind it. This cat, I forget where he came from, but this is a vintage little piece of trim, like a little embroidered piece of trim. And it was, I just cut one of the little flowers off and put it on there because it was orange. I've got all kinds of orangey, painty papers. And then I wrote this word love here. I was practicing my writing. And this one here, number 6, it's just brown paper. It's got a feather. It's a little pocket. It's got a feather and a leaf in it. The leaf isn't actually a real leaf. I cut it from a piece of vellum that had the leaves on it, but I love the way it looked. And then this is from a little embroidery book again. And then number 6. I like the numbers when I have nature elements because it just reminds me kind of a field guide. Here's another stamp. The stamp is just a little flat barn with an American flag. And I just did some random collage behind it. And here's our little postage guy. Use your zip code. You remember these things? This is so funny. Oh, okay. So in front, we just have this little piece. This came from a Japanese calendar, like planner type calendar. And I just put the sticker of the hummingbirds and a tiny little bit of doily there. And then this is just a piece of Edith Holden paper here with a tiny little picture of some flowers. I'm trying to get the glare so it's not so bad. There. Here's our little postage guy in front of the American flag. Just some pictures from children's magazines and this little ticket here. Because it was on ticket paper. The scrapbook paper had these tickets. And here's that little calendar page. I haven't done anything on that one. This is a little collage here with these pretty little flowers. I could put a sentiment up there. This one's kind of hard to see. It's a random collage using negative space from some punched out circles with stamping and various things. This is a little embroidered cat. He's very small and very hard to see. This is for some tea, another tea bag. And I opened the bottom just to put a little booklet in there. So this is a little booklet that was just stapled fragments of paper. And that just lives up in here. This is just some Japanese looking paper down here. And then this is a little fabric tab. I thought this bright fabric looked good with the orange paper. And Wild at Heart, and we've got this little owl, and this is one of those die cut pieces that looks like an old book, and owls are supposed to be wise, so I put him on there. This is a little another collage. This is a post-it note that I got from that Japanese stationery company, Yozo Craft. They're no longer in business, but just some splattered paper, a tea bag, and this is from different tea. I do drink a lot of tea. This is red clover. And there's just a little tag in here. It doesn't have anything on it, so I'm going to leave it in there. I don't want this getting too long. Oh, this says spearmint here. I'm not sure. Oh, did that come off toothpaste maybe? Right there, that little thing that says spearmint. I mean, like I said, everything goes in here, right? There's another little collage with another hummingbird. I just stapled on this little piece of fabric at the top. I had one of my own little tags I made there just from book pages, and then all kinds of layered papers, including a little bit of tissue paper there. This little one here. I had a paper set that had the theme was these little babushka dolls. And this was one of the little cutouts. Just again, layered. This is burlap here. This is one of those ring enforcers here. Here's this funny little owl I drew. I drew that actually in Pennsylvania. It says, "Love never fails," 1 Corinthians 13:8. He's not my best work for sure, but I couldn't throw him out because I drew him. So he made it. He made the cut. And this is washi tape. This is just a cutie little piece of wrapping paper with these little llamas on it. Is that wrapping? No, it's not wrapping paper. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe notebook paper or something. But these flowers that I put on the doily, these came from that Catholic children's book that I have. I can tell exactly that style. I love that so much. Oh, my washi tape's coming up. I'm going to have to glue that down. This is painty paper that it's sticking on. So because there's acrylic paint underneath here, sometimes you do have to stick things down a little better, especially washi tapes. But I have some negative space from circles back here, and then this beautiful butterfly on top. This is a stamp. Is that Dina Wakely, I think. And I just put some flowers. This is just the number 7. This little 7 thing piece was also wrapped around some old lace that I got. And I just gave her a little sunflower hat. This is a little doodly character I drew here. And then this rickrack is actually paper that was given to me. And so was the tissue from Cindy, who went to Pennsylvania with me. Just a seal. I think this might have been one of those free seals you get when you get your address labels and stuff. It's a flamingo, but it's just on some napkin with strips of painty paper. Because if you're like me, you can't get rid of your own painty paper, even the tiny scraps. It's just precious for some reason. Okay, this one is another little doodly character I did. It's like a little lady holding a cup with tea, and then it says tea here, and this is negative space from a punched out circle on painty paper and some more of that washi tape. I love the black and white washi tape. It's another hummingbird. I didn't realize I had so many hummingbirds in here. He's on a map with some scrapbook paper, some background paper. And this is just a little flippy thing here. This is just paper or washi tape. I think it's Dina Wakely washi tape. It's little ladies. I don't know if you can see that. Very sketchy. And then the more of that tape. There's nothing in there. And this is the other side. I put more of those little ladies and just Sky Organics. That came off of something. I'm going to assume that came off of something, some healthcare thing that I had. It's too thick for food packaging. And then this is wallpaper back here. I stamped over it. There's a little Splenda container. My friend uses Splenda. I don't use it. She does. But it says I will on there. And there is a tiny piece of painty paper in there. I can't get it out. I actually do need tweezers to get that out. But there's a tiny little piece of painty paper in there that you could write notes on. This is just some cat. I'm sorry, was I out of screen all that time? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. My arms are getting tired. I had to move. This is just wallpaper, wrapping paper with a piece of brown paper on it. And then I attached some of the strings from fabric. Make it look like a little bed or something. Some more just random collage with this postage stamp. Do what makes you happy. That came off of a piece of Happy Mail, that stamping, maybe from Rhonda. And then I have this shelf back here from a magazine with glasses on it. And then I put a cat in front of it, thinking, do what makes you happy. I know if that was Holly, all those glasses would be broken because she'd be up there and try to walk around. This is just a little sticker, again, I got from that Japanese company. Some paper from a flower book or something, painty paper on the back, some kind of sticker thing around her. And just a little girl from a pattern paper. I gave her an apple. It says printed in the USA. That came, I think, from that paper there. And this is just painty paper behind there, some scrapbook paper. And then this page, my ode to Jane Austen here, even though the attire's not correct. It's not the right period, but there's a tag back here. I'm not sure where this tag came from. This might have come out of a Stampington magazine, but I put this butterfly sticker up here and then this little thing here that says 3/4 on it. These little handwritten pieces of paper all came off vintage lace. That's just some painty paper that I collaged and stamped and made marks in the book. Like I put the painty paper and then did some work over it. This is just Psalm 24. The world and all that is in it belong to the Lord. The earth and all who live on it are his. And there's a picture of a mother bird feeding her babies. It's a doily, painty paper. This is left blank. This is a random collage using the negative space from stickers because I love the negative space. Down here, I don't know if you can see, there's a lady right here poking through. It looks like a little window up here, but here's her body. I think she might have come out of the Stampington magazine. This is just out of a children's book that my friend gave me, and I just stuck it on. This is the witness that I actually got some of the pages upside down because this is elephant paper when the elephants are upside down. Here's that shelf again, a piece of that shelf with all those beautiful colored glasses. I just love them. And then there was this color wheel thing that I cut in half and put half of it down here and half here. This is just some goldy foiled scrapbook paper, some other scrapbook paper. And then this is a random collage here where I decided to also use a half circle. I think these images came from an art magazine, but there's blue fabric here. There's cardboard down here that had some turquoise paint that I was using for mark making on my desk. This is just a piece of wrapping paper. So we're coming down. Some of these are done now and some are not done. So like I said, I'm probably just going to either put quotes in there or tear out the pages that don't have anything in them. This says, I adore you, and she has a kitten in her hand. This came from an old children's book. This is from where it says dolls, $1. This piece came from my favorite auction. I just put this little heart there, size 3, 45-40. She might have actually come from a pattern. I put the I adore you there. I bet she's actually from a pattern. It says, yes, I do. And there's that Geico lizard. He's got a little pot with flowers balancing on his head because why not? And I love, like, the pages were torn and everything. So this is just blank pages. There's the upside down elephants. This little thing says, yay. It's a funny little monstery bird kind of thing. There's a sticker, yay, some little stars. This is on my painty paper. And this is a little strip of ledger paper down the side that has the numbers from the ledger. It's a little house and it says hello. There's flowers down here and up here. I can't tell what. Maybe it's more flowers that I put underneath. Just a tiny scrap of an old letter and this little gold sticker thingy. I mean, that's all these pages are. It's just really randomly putting down stuff. This is just a random collage again, but this red and white check is fabric. It's painty paper, old letter that I splattered with paint. This one, I think I might have actually done a video back on here. This piece was a scrap from my desk. Look, it has 5 by 4 3/4. I was measuring something and I was writing it on my drop paper. This is a tea bag bottom here. Can you see the sticker of the tiny little hamster there? And then his balloon is the top of one of those little half and half things. This old Mother Hubbard. Again, that either came from a book or something like that. Just layered papers. Hello. This little dog came out of a magazine and I put the hello there, and then he's on some very fun background with flowers. Here's a Bambi. This is actually a little piece of fabric on paper with a sticker, and the page is actually from a embroidery book. Here's a bird die cut. I don't know if you can see his shape here. This was just said reduce, reuse. I tore that off a magazine. This was actually the pattern for an embroidery thing that was on the page. Here's a tiny little paper here. And in the middle of this thing, it wasn't planned, but in the middle of this thing, it says, I'm not alone. So I put the number 2. because with the Lord, I am never alone. Yeah, so this was just 2 tea bags. I covered that one with paper. Okay, there's nothing here. Oh, that's just paper on there. I guess I was going to put that little piece of tissue. This one's a little bee. There's a number 1 piece of Edith Holden paper. This came out of a natural history book, The Picture of the Bee. It's a little clock from a children's book, just with some random collage bits, painty paper, brown paper. I don't know what that came from, some kind of pattern. Oh, there is pattern paper back here. Here's another one of these Japanese little die cuts that I make. I paper piece them. I die cut the pieces out and then paper piece them. Their dresses are made out of origami paper because they have nice small prints. That tiny little things like this, you can see the pattern. A $1 sticker from something from a thrift shop. Medium, $3.50 from a thrift shop. This is just a little piece of fabric. This is tissue paper. These sheep are just on, I don't know what. There's some, it looks like coloring paper behind there, some washi tape, or these came from wrapping paper. This little page here that's just completely wonky shaped. It's like torn, and then I put this circle down here from a, I think this looks like this image came from one of those Reader Digest books. Just another one of those. Here's just another little random collage. It's just map with a few trees, and then the land is just pieces, torn pieces of scrapbook paper. Here's the other side, the map and the bear. This is just painty paper. That's nothing. Oh, here's a little collage with another house. What did I do? I cut that out and then made a little door, put some stitching around it, did some doodling on it. Here's a little deer, another different map page with this flower. Just random collage with the heart, the flowers, and a stamp. Oh, this is cute. Here, this one. What is this? Is this a pocket? Breakfast voucher. Where did I go that I got a breakfast voucher? I cannot remember, but somewhere I got a breakfast. The Farmer's Daughter. Oh, this was from the wedding I went to in Philadelphia last year. That's where that came from. Okay. Look at, so that's a cute little pocket, but this little angel came from a children's card, like a baby card, vintage one, and then there's just some little collage behind it. And this is nothing. It's just the beginning. I had just put that doily thing here. What is that? Oh, this is a little elf thing on a stamp. And then I just have this embroidered piece behind it and some scrapbook paper. This just says journal. I think this is a Shabby Dabby Doodah printable, but I messed it up because I have an inkjet printer and I got it wet and it started to run. So I just put the gold around the edge. And I like it because it goes well with this piece of paper, which is from a vintage book about, what are they, samplers. And then this is just painty paper back there. Birdie, this might be your painty paper back here. That might be from Birdie, the recycled hippie chick. Oh, just that. And I don't know if there's any more finished pieces. Oh yeah, there's a few more. Hang in there, guys. But hopefully you're getting some ideas, you know, what you can do. This is a tea bag envelope just over a piece of painting paper. I mean, some of these aren't finished. And then inside is, oh, let me see if I can get it out. There we go. Just the seal from something, you know, freshness seal, probably herbs or something like that. I don't know. But for some reason I decided that needed to go in that little pocket. There's that tiny little flower sticker. This is one of my fodders. I'll put that in there. It's not stuck in. Dole Organic, that probably came from bananas, and just a little random collage. Just a little, on this tiny little page here, is just a little picture of a watering can in front of a flower. This is one of these like real, like nylon flowers. It's a fake flower, but it's not a picture. It's not paper. It's what those nylon-y flowers. Just some butterfly cutouts. Here's the little chick who looks like he's dancing. He's on a picture of an old radio and got all kinds of paper collage behind him. Just random collage. This paper here is off my cat's kibble food, but I love the color of the bag. These might just all be bare page. Now, bare pages, when I say bare pages, it's like painty paper, map paper, wrapping paper, you name it, just scraps of paper. And I think that might, oh no, did I do this one? Yeah, this is just a little, it's just not, yeah, it is kind of a collage. There's this picture of this house is cut out separately from this picture of this little girl. These images, I believe, came from a Reader's Digest. Oh, here, look, here on the painty paper, look. Hold on, it's hard to get this. Can you see that? These two little mice. Look at these two little mice. They came from a children's book. I cannot throw anything away. Look at these little guys. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And they look so good on that painty paper. So even if you want to stick one thing on there, you know, I think that's it. I just have some, oh, the last page just has this little bear. I'm not sure where he came from. That might have been Happy Mail. He looks like he might be from a children's book. But see, even I had small little pages like this. So this is a super fun little book. This was literally taking stuff off my desk and the little itsy bitsy bits and putting them in there. Every once in a while, if I had like a little collage that I think, oh, well, that needs like a little focal point. A lot of times I don't have little focal points or any focal points on my desk. I would go get a sticker or something, but most of this is just when I'm working on a project and I had something left over and it's like, well, I can't throw that away. It would end up in this little guy. So that's my flip through for today. Thank you for being so patient and looking at all of that, but I hope that some of the pages, some of the ideas, some of the things I used will inspire you, not only to use everything, because everything can be used, but that collages don't have to be, or your books don't have to be masterpieces. It could just be, a lot of times I just said 3 things. You know, if I can get 3 things on this page, that's fine. Others have 5 things, you know, whatever. But it's just a good little way, or if you're limited on time, this is this kind of project, and this is what I would do. A lot of times I would work on this one when I didn't have the energy, especially in the evening, to do anything like mixed media or anything like this. I would just literally, you know, get out my little scrap box, go through there, take a couple of these little bits, and it is worth organizing your scraps. I know it might take a little bit of time, but instead of having them all different sizes together, to organize them by size so that these could maybe go on the base of the page and then these can be layered on top. Instead of having everything mixed together, it will take you too long to go through that stuff and you'll lose your mojo. So guys, I hope you like this. Please check out Christina from Christina Shack. Thank you, Christina. We love a Flip Through Friday. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I ask that you do. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know if you like this journal, if you got anything out of this, you know, if you saw anything that you're like, wow, I never thought about that. And let me know if you have something like this. Let me know in the comments. Do you have a little dump book or something where you just dump all those little bits that you can't throw away? Because these are so fun, and I will definitely be making myself a new one. Because this is just so fun and so stress-free. Guys, I hope you are truly blessed until the next video. Bye-bye.